Welcome, Paul.
Yes,
Dow
hello.
and S&P close to multi-year highs, but over 10
What do you
years,
mean, but?
they've still done
But
nothing.
nothing.
But over 10 years, it's still nothing. But tell me why, Paul.
Well,
Why?
because we've now seen some positive economic reads. I don't know which one it was exactly. I think it was the
ADP number, the private payroll
sector
numbers.
payrolls,
exactly.
and then the weekly jobless claims
Yeah,
and
that
so
was
on.
down last week, in fact, yes.
As I predicted, Greece. Nobody ever talks about Greece anymore. That's last week's news. And then, you know, it looks as though non-farm payrolls, if these numbers are in indication, will be firm, and that's out, of course, tomorrow. Oh, and the other thing, of course, that I think is relevant is that overnight we've had indications that Barack Obama is prepared to talk about Social Security cuts. The Republicans are prepared to talk about tax increases. So, you know, this debt ceiling
it's a middle
thing.
path.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
and in fact, I think they're busy discussing the debt ceiling as we speak. So hopefully we'll make some
about
headway.
to
But we
be-
always knew they were going to, you know, extend that.
Yeah,
there was no
because,
way they
I
would
mean,
allow
as somebody was
ratings
saying today,
agencies to predict the future for them.
Yeah, and you know, US short-term paper, US government short-term notes, basically trading at levels close to zero. In other words, people are prepared to lend money to the US government on the basis that they'll get it back in 3 months' time. If they were seriously concerned about the US default, that would be priced into the yield that they'd expect, and it's not. So what the market is telling you is that everybody assumes that this is all just business as usual.
Okay, so do you know what the ECB deposit rate is? So if you deposit money
Yeah.
in Europe, what do you think you would get the return? And I'll give you a clue, because the interest rate has been hiked to 1.5%.
Yes.
What do you think your return would be on
But it's like
investing
close to
€1?
well, you're talking about real returns,
No, I'm
net of
talking
inflation.
about their deposit rate.
It's like
in ECB.
0.75, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
Yeah.
You're watching me on Twitter, actually. 0.75.
My
No
secret
wonder.
weapon.
So no wonder we've been
You
seeing
know,
quite a bit of strong flows
I
into
must
South
just
Africa.
say, I mean, I'm totally disinterested in interest rates. When Trisha is on the telly and they go for 3 hours to the ECB, I want to shoot myself because all they do is they send those junior journalists along to say, sir, was it a unanimous decision and what will you do at the next meeting? And he's like, you know, we never say what we're going to do at the next meeting. It depends. I mean, it's so boring. All I'm interested in is in profits and in market sentiment. So I'm interested in company profits because profits lead share prices. And I'm interested in sentiment because that's what drives like
Paul,
high PEs, low PEs. All the rest is just
but
rubbish.
you've also got to be sensitive to those that trade currencies, because the euro-dollar cross was immensely volatile. It was down 0.6% during the meeting and then subsequently rallied up 0.4% afterwards.
Who are these people that trade currencies? I mean, you've got to be crazy to trade currencies. Get one of those people on the show. Because I don't know who they are. They must be crazy.
Why don't you find us one? a currency trader.
No, they are professional currency traders at banks whose job it is to, you know, rip off customers on the way in and the way out. Those people, I mean, that's a different class of person. But someone who trades like on forex.com and is seriously trying to make money on it needs their head read, because that's just a recipe for short-term, you know, money flow outwards.
8 million bicycles in China. Over the next 5 years.
I thought
China
there were
is
9
going
million
to
bicycles in Beijing. What, 8 million?
No, 8 million. Yes, actually, perhaps it's 9 million. But anyway, very close to 10 million bicycles in that country. Isn't that fascinating? And then also, if you see what they're going to be spending over the next 5 years, just on the growth plan, it's actually 4 times the size of the South African economy. So in other words, the commodity cycle is intact. I'm feeling optimistic today.
Hallelujah.
So, I mean, on that premise, I mean, what kind of...
The
what
Chinese
are you playing,
wonderful people. I'm glad I'm not Chinese.
Yes.
I'm glad I don't live in China. But as far as their contribution to the global economy, I'm very positive about that.
Okay, well, on that note, let's throw a dice.
Yeah, don't throw it at me.
Okay, well, I could if you like. Okay, fantastic. Let's see.
We're selecting stocks.
Try and aim.
Where is that? That's closest to Sasol, I reckon.
No, but we did that last time, actually.
Okay,
I
we'll
keep
throw
aiming
another
at the same time. I'm actually going to just
Go for the left. Throw hard. Oh, that's better.
There we go. Okay.
Vukile. That's a little property stock. Came out of the Sanlam stable. I don't know too much about it. Property stocks, they've
Well, there we go.
boring.
Something that Paul does not actually know very much about. Okay, so Paul, joke of the day for us, please.
Ooh, joke of the day.
Yes.
Joke of the day. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
You always prep these for us. Okay, Paul. And then just one last thing. Bidvest, AdCorp, Paracon, lots of cautionary statements, lots of acquisitions,
lots of
mergers,
M&A
exciting
happening.
stuff.
That is good news.
Yeah.
That is good news. Although none of those companies are particularly interesting. Bidvest is fairly interesting.
Okay, next time we'll talk about African Bank. Perhaps it'll put a smile on your face. Thank you, Mr. Paul Theron. Much appreciated.